This winter is about to flip in a big way, and what happens next could get intense fast. A major change in the jet stream is now setting up, and it's going to split the United States into two completely different weather worlds. On one side, unusually warm air is surging across the west and much of the central U.S., but on the other side, two separate Arctic blasts are lining up to slam the eastern half of the country, and that sharp clash between warmth and deep cold is exactly the kind of setup that can unlock a widespread snow threat. The first push of Arctic air is already arriving today, with a long cold front stretching from Texas all the way into the northeast. Temperatures will tumble hard, in some places dropping close to 30 degrees, and we could even see a few scattered snow showers, especially up across the northeast. But the second Arctic surge, that one is the real deal. That next blast later this week could bring temperature drops of nearly 40 degrees in just 24 hours. And once that happens, the door opens for a winter storm to form, potentially spreading snow across the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and much of the East Coast, even down into parts of North Carolina. So in today's update, I'm going to walk you through exactly what this major pattern flip means, where the cold hits hardest, and where snow could start piling up, because the next 7 days are going to be anything but boring. We're tracking two distinct Arctic waves. The first one is arriving today into tomorrow, not as extreme, but still noticeable. The second one comes in this weekend, bringing a broader snow chance and much colder air across the eastern tier. So let's start with what's happening right now. We already have a strong cold front pushing across New England, stretching all the way down toward the Gulf Coast. Much of the Ohio Valley into the southeast is sitting about 10 to 15 degrees below normal, with a few spots closer to 20 degrees below average. Now, look west. The West Coast and the Great Plains are in a totally different atmosphere right now, temperatures running well above normal from the Dakotas down into California. And many of these areas haven't seen meaningful rain or snow in weeks, in some cases more than a month. It's been an unusually dry winter for parts of the Rockies. Now, heading into Thursday, that cold air strengthens even more across the Ohio Valley in the northeast. Some locations could be running nearly 30 degrees below average. And yes, another push of chilly air will even slide into Florida late tomorrow, dropping temperatures quickly. It's already been a cold week, but Thursday will feel even colder. By Friday, that cold stays locked in along the East Coast, while warmer air begins expanding across the central and southern plains. Then comes Arctic blast number 2. Late Friday into Saturday, the next surge drops into the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. By Saturday morning, it pushes deeper into the Northeast, and the weekend turns sharply colder. Some places near Pittsburgh could approach 40 degrees below normal by Sunday morning. That's a massive plunge. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, that cold air sticks around, especially across New England, where the snow potential continues into Sunday as well. Meanwhile, as all of that is happening, warm air rebuilds once again across the plains and out west. And I know what some of you might be thinking, is winter basically over? Not so fast. These February warm-ups often lead to an even bigger winter punch later in the month, and I do think by mid to late February we could see another major Arctic intrusion and possibly another storm threat. But for now, early next week looks unusually warm across the Midwest and Great Plains. Some areas may run 20 to even 30 degrees above normal, so we're going from deep winter cold straight into spring-like warmth. This pattern is about to get wild. Right now, that cold front stretches from South Texas up through New England, and temperatures have already dropped 10 to 15 degrees in many areas. By this afternoon, though, Texas and Oklahoma stay fairly mild, while the Northeast, Great Lakes, and Midwest remain stuck in the cold. And if you live in the Northeast, that's the zone where winter is not backing down. Thursday morning could bring sub-zero temperatures for many. Friday morning stays bitter, but if you're farther west across the southern plains, conditions improve quickly, even turning warm. Some spots near Wichita Falls, Texas could approach the upper 70s, maybe even near 80 degrees by Friday afternoon. But then Saturday changes everything again. Another Arctic surge spills into the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast, and Sunday becomes one of the coldest days of the stretch. Parts of Pennsylvania into New England could drop to 15 to 20 degrees below zero. At the same time, the Gulf Coast and Great Plains climb into the 60s and even low 70s. That is an unbelievable contrast. And by early next week, that warmth surges north into Iowa, Illinois, and the Dakotas. So yes, winter is about to take a sharp turn in the U.S. But even with all this temperature chaos, snow is still on the table. Even today, light snow showers are moving through Kentucky, Tennessee, and into Virginia on the backside of a weak system that actually produced a tornado in southeast Texas yesterday. 2 tornado warnings were issued just north of Houston, and at least one tornado likely touched down in Liberty County. Pretty unexpected. Now, on the cold side of that system, snowflakes will drift into Virginia, North Carolina, and eastern Tennessee tonight. Places like Johnson City or even Raleigh could see a coating, maybe up to half an inch. Not a major snowstorm, but enough to notice. Thursday stays mostly quiet precipitation-wise, but then watch this. A classic Alberta clipper dives out of Canada late Thursday night into early Friday. That'll bring snow into parts of the Great Lakes late Thursday night. By early Friday, the snow expands across the Great Lakes into Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and surrounding areas. Most of it stays light, but snow squalls are possible Friday. That means sudden whiteout conditions, rapidly reduced visibility, and quick travel impacts, especially across Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Even parts of New York should stay alert. Friday night, snow could become a bit heavier near the Appalachians, where a few inches may pile up. Light flurries could even reach Chicago. By Saturday morning, most of the snow shifts into the northeast, focused mainly across New England. And again, this looks mostly light accumulation, not a major blockbuster storm. But if you miss snow with that first wave, there may be another chance late Sunday into Monday, possibly lining up around Super Bowl time across parts of the Ohio Valley and Northeast. That one is still uncertain, but we're watching it closely. Beyond Monday and Tuesday, confidence drops, but I do expect larger storm systems to start developing across the U.S. during the second week of February. Where exactly they track is unclear, but the active pattern may return soon. When all of these snow events wrap up over the next 5 to 7 days, a widespread 3 to 7 inches could fall from Michigan and northern Wisconsin across Pennsylvania into northern New England. A few isolated spots could push near a foot, but overall, this looks more like a broad snow coverage event, not a major high-end blizzard. Still, with temperatures this cold, even light snow will make it feel much more like winter. And the best odds of seeing at least 1 inch of snow between now and February 10th remain highest across the Great Lakes and Northeast. Elsewhere, snow chances stay low. The Great Plains and Southeast remain mostly quiet, at least for the next week or two, but changes are likely by mid-February. As always, thank you so much for watching today's forecast. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe below, because I'll be tracking this evolving pattern very closely. Weather is fairly quiet overall for the next few days, so we may skip tomorrow's update, but we'll be back again Friday. I'll also be traveling to a conference in Denver, so I'll be away from the studio briefly, but if anything major develops, we will absolutely get updates out. So make sure you're subscribed, tap the bell icon, and stay weather aware. And I'll see you in the next video.